Hi, everybody. It's your old pal Chuck. Now, before you all get crazy, like, oh God, he's on camera, I can't. I am really excited to bring to you Combiner Wars Wave 2. This review is going to be air raid, and I just wanted to show off the packaging. Now, this is just going to be for like the whole wave. I'm not going to do this with every figure, but one thing I kind of knew but didn't really realize is these now are going to come with comic books. I'm not sure how that's working out. Is this going to be like the first, like with these Wave 2 figures, the first part of the Combiner War story? Or, as I've heard, the Wave 1 figures will be re-released with comics, and those will be part 1. Either way, I think this comic is going to have a little spoilers to the story, but this is what the packaging looks like. If you saw any of the Wave 1 figures, you'll notice there's an extra part of the bubble up here. On the back here, you do have some extra tabs. I guess that's to secure the comic in place, which is kind of cool. Hopefully, they're not glued down, so it'll make it easier to get out. And I do like the fact that they said Air Raid transforms in 11 steps. Well, I've been waiting almost 2 months to complete Superior. Let's get to what's inside the packaging. Hey, all right. Before we get into the figure, I figured I'd give you guys a better look at the comic book outside of packaging. It's just pretty much a redo of Air Raid's card art with the side Transformers logo. Interestingly enough, this is Combiner Wars Part 7, which I don't think has been released to mass retail yet. So let me just flip through and see if there's anything here that... Oh my god! Oh my... Well, I guess we know who that's being repainted into. They do that? Is that even allowed by the comics code? Yeah. Let's get to the toy. Bad comedy aside, this is Air Raid, and it's an awesome figure. I was worried that maybe the joints might be a little loose, but they're tight. In my opinion, even tighter than some of the Wave 1 figures. I'm really excited. I've heard from several sources that this is a reshell of the Skydive figure, and I can believe it since, you know, the transformation is very similar, but then again, it's similar across all the aerial bots. And Air Raid does come with a white version of Skydive's pistol and another, basically the same foot hand weapon that Skydive comes with. Now we're going to transform him into jet mode first. So you just want to go ahead and remove the weapons. By the way, I should mention that on the sides here there are posts, so if you want to just plug the guns in like that. Return Air Raid to a neutral pose, and you can pretty much figure out what we're going to do. First, we're just going to go ahead, rotate the head around, come in behind here, straighten out the nose cone. It does tab into a section here. Doesn't really tab too tightly. It's, you know, just sits there, but it's you know, it's not gonna flop. And then flip it up flush and snap it into the body there. Next, what you want to do is come on down here, peg the legs together, and as we've seen with all the other aerial bots, you do have the traditional, well, Combiner Wars aerial bots transformation where you're gonna bring the legs and down on this series of hinges and get them flat in there like so. Go ahead and close up the back panels. Now, unfortunately, on my figure, these back panels don't want to stay in place right away very well. I thought maybe I didn't have anything flat, but, you know, when you come in here now and bring the arms down, that will help secure them since the tabs they're going to peg into are on the sides of those legs, just like that, nice and secure. You can then go ahead, bring the wings down, flush against the back, and then swing them down and around, flip down the tail fins, which I would recommend doing before swinging the legs down, just so you have enough room for your hands. And here you have Air Raid in its jet mode. No landing gear. There is storage for the weapons. You have a post up here, as well as 2 posts under the wing on either side. So you can kind of do something like that. It's not going to be very symmetrical, unfortunately, but such is life. If you are the type that want to leave the hands separate, you can put the weapon up on top. There are some molded-in missiles, but this looks very nice. And as a G.I. Joe fan, this does look a lot like a black version of the Sky Striker jet or the Night Force Night Boomer. Since we're already in vehicle mode and with the aerial bots, it's easier to go from jet to leg. We're going to go into the leg right now. First, what you want to do is just go ahead, spread these wings back out and up. Flip up the tail fins. Go ahead, bring these the wings panels back. Now, these are on soft detents. Now, for robot mode, you usually have them angled out like this or so, but make sure you have them folded all the way up. Come in here, bring the front of the nose cone back. Go ahead and rotate the robot head around. Next, what you want to do is you're gonna have to loosen up the legs just a touch, so you can have space to rotate the gear around. Go ahead, close everything back up, just like so. Make sure the arms are down. Come back around, fold the nose cone up, basically like it's going into robot mode. With all of these, the top half is basically robot mode, while the lower half is vehicle mode. And then, of course, just come in, turn the weapon into its foot configuration, and there you go. You have a leg. It's basically the same articulation that all the other aerial bots are. So let's do arm mode. I've gone ahead and returned Air Raid to robot mode with 2 exceptions. Number 1, I have the wings folded all the way back, and number 2, I have the legs pegged together, which you would need to do for arm mode. To finish off arm mode, what you want to go ahead and do is rotate the head around, and then flip up the combiner port right there. Next, what you want to do is rotate the arm at the shoulder all the way back out, then bend it down at the forearm, and there is a tab on the inside of the wing that will peg to a slot inside the forearm, just like so. So you have that nice secure connection. And then the instructions show pegging the fist in like this, but as we've come to all find out, you want to rotate the legs at the waist so that the rear tail section is facing out. That will give you a double joint elbow of sorts at the hip and then at the knee. And then you can go ahead, put the fist in, and here you have your arm mode for Superior. Like I said at the beginning, I've been waiting 2 months to do this. It is time to complete Superior. First, what I want to point out is a little tip I picked up from Ryan from Cybertron.com. These side guns fit perfectly on the hips there, quite nicely. And then you can just come up, slide Air Raid in, and here you have Superior. Finally completed. Our Generations Combiner War Superior, all said and done. This is fantastic. Now, this is the configuration as shown on the box. I know Air Raid and Skydive in G1 were the legs, but this is just how I happen to have it. This is absolutely fantastic. Highly recommend Air Raid. Go out, pick it up. You won't be disappointed. In my opinion, it's the best out of the 4 aerial bots, even though I know Alpha Bravo has its own fans. Let me see if I can back up a little more, give you a full look at the completed figure. Really cuts an imposing look. This is your old pal Chuck. Begun. The Combiner Wars has. Rest in peace, Leonard Nimoy.